How's everybody doing? My name's Mike, and I got Miss Honey with me, and today we're working on her daily routine. So when they first start training, she doesn't have very many commands, that she knows. We've been working on sit with her heel. She's doing a really good job, and this is something you should do every day with your dog. So if you want your dog to be good at something, you got to do it every day. You have to do some type of routine with them and set up a training scenario so that they can practice the things they're not good at, or the things you just want them to be really good at. So it's, a lot of times when I go into somebody's home, I'll say, okay, well, what does the dog know? Is there any commands that maybe the dog knows? And they'll say, yeah, 9 times out of 10 it's the same. Yeah, the dog knows how to, yeah, she knows how to sit. And then the dog, if the dog sits, it immediately pops back out of the sit. So that's actually a sit. I didn't even put her in that. I just stopped. She's learning how to automatic sit because she's a pretty submissive dog, and she's pretty easy to imprint. So what we want to do is we want to make it real consistent for the dog. So one of the things I do, and this usually by the time the dog goes home, the owners are not having to do this type of footwork, but I will use my right foot to step forward if I want the dog to not move. And every time I tell the dog to heel with me, I use my left foot, and the dog will come with me because they study everything that's happening, right? They don't have words, they're just kind of observing everything. The dog will absolutely learn that every time I move my left foot, it's time to come with me, and every time I use my right foot, that means stay still. Often it's much harder to get the human to understand that concept and to actually apply it, to be mindful of what foot they're using at all times, and using vocal and your leash, and holding the leash properly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start going in a circle with her, just walking in a circle, and I'm going to have her sit a couple times, do a sit stay, and we don't say stay, we just tell the dog to sit, and she is supposed to wait for our next command. So I'll go ahead and show you guys a little bit what that looks like. Come here, girl. Heel. Good. Good girl. Sit. That girl. Good sit. So again, when my left foot stops, good girl. So she's paying attention to me. When my left foot stops, she knows it's time to stop. And then my right, sit. I repeat, sit. Don't say stay, because if you say stay, that means you're teaching the dog that you didn't mean sit, because if you say stay, you really meant stay sitting or stay laying down, Sit. Good boy. And then we phase out the word sit. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Heel. Sit. Atta girl. Good. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. That's a good girl. And if you since she's she's a very good dog. She's real quiet, kind of submissive energy, and sometimes if she's got her head low and you want to pump your dog up, you can pet him on the chest or under her chin. We'll lift the head up, just like that. Good girl. Good sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. So also when I tell her to sit, I'm ready with the leash. As soon as my foot goes down, she really can't move another inch without being corrected, and that's how they learn. This is the area I'm supposed to be in. Good girl. Heel. Good job, girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl, sit. And if I want her to not move her butt, one of the techniques I like to use is I'll pat their head or pat their body. Sit. And now kind of get them to sit still. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Good girl. Get her used to the leash moving around her. Good girl. Good sit. Good job. You want to do all these weird things. Heel. Get your dog used to it. Sit. You never know what's going to happen. Good sit. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, girl. Come. 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 Heel. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Come on, girl. Heel. Sit. No, sit. No, sit. So if she doesn't sit, I'm just pulling up. Just tug, tug. You don't sit. You don't have to do it hard. So I don't tell her good girl if I have to correct her, right? No correction, direction. That's how she learns the meaning of no. This is something new for her too. She's only done it a few times where she's coming around my body to heel. Come, heel. Good girl. Sit. Good job. Good girl. Sit. Come. Good girl. Heel. Sit. No, sit. So again, she doesn't do it. It's no, clink, clink, sit. So no correction, direction. Good girl, heel. Heel. Sit. Good girl, sit. Good, sit. Good. Heel. Good girl. So when I use my left foot, she should just sit on her own. Good girl. Good job, girl. Good girl. And that's because we've just imprinted when I use my left foot like that, when I stomp it down, that I've paired that with the word sit. So now that is, that's what my left leg hitting the ground like that means to her. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good sit, girl. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Yeah, girl. That a girl. Come. Heel. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good girl. And see, that's what pressure on the collar will do for you. If you teach the dog that pressure means follow me, sometimes we'll see owners and they're using the leash real hard, and you really don't need to use it real hard in most cases, like this dog's not a serious case as far as misbehavior or anything that the dog's not trying to kill an animal or human, so it's not that bad. And what she needs is just communication. So we don't have to do it hard, but it gives us access to teaching new things if we're able to lead. That's why they call a leash also a lead. We're able to lead the dog in the position that we need them to be in. Now we can teach the dog other things. Heel. Good girl, good girl, good job, girl, good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. See that time? Sit. Human error. I forgot to stomp my left foot, but it's okay because she still stopped. So that tells me that I can take away that noise. Good girl. Sit. I can take away that noise and she'll still do what I want her to do. So if you want the dog to sit, stay, remember you just say sit, and then she should wait for the next command that you give her. And also when you say sit, I'm also ready to correct her if she does move. That's how they learn they're not supposed to move. If you tell the dog to sit and they move and there's no punishment, then they believe they are allowed to move. So remember, if you want your dog to stay somewhere, it's either sit and then you can just repeat the command if you think she's going to move. Sit. So if I think she's going to move, sit, it just makes her easier for her, and I'm setting her up for success and reminding her, sit, that's what I want. And that's a real sit, guys, when the dog actually stays still and waits for the next command. That's a real sit. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Atta girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Sit. See, that's a sit stay when you ask the dog to sit and then she does not move until I say something. So what I can do is give her a release command now. Okay, girl. Come here, girl. Okay. Good job, girl. Good job, girl. Let her know she did what I wanted her to do, and she did a good job on that sit stay, where we don't say stay, we just say sit. And she did a good job. So remember, you got to practice that every day if you want the dog to be good at it. You got to practice it with them every day and work with them. Don't make it boring, but also set them up for success.